Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, 2 rockets were fired over the weekend from Syria toward Israel, resulting in intensive retaliatory bombardments of multiple Syrian targets. Hezbollah Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah declares that if the United States would attack the Islamic Republic of Iran, the entire region would go up in flames, including Israel and Saudi Arabia. Israel marked Jerusalem Day yesterday, during which scores of Israelis marched throughout the streets of the capital to celebrate the 52nd anniversary of the city's reunification. 2 rockets were launched on Saturday night from Syria toward the Israeli Golan Heights. 1 rocket landed in Syrian territory, while the other exploded on Mount Hermon on the Israeli side of the mountainous Golan region. An Israeli military spokesperson told TV7 that it was still unclear who had fired the rockets, but underscored that the IDF views the Syrian army as solely responsible for any attacks that emanate from the Syrian territory. In response to the attack, Israeli fighter jets and attack helicopters struck a number of Syrian military targets. According to the IDF spokesperson's unit, the Syrian targets included 2 artillery batteries, a number of observation and intelligence posts on the Golan Heights, and an SA-2 aerial defense battery. During the coordinated Israeli bombardment, an Israeli aerial defense system was activated due to the launch of multiple surface-to-air rockets by Syrian anti-aircraft batteries. It is important to know that none of the Syrian rockets managed to target Israel's aircrafts, nor did they cross into Israeli territory. According to Syrian sources, some 10 Syrians, including 3 soldiers and 7 foreign nationals, were killed in the Israeli attack. Meanwhile, in Jerusalem, incumbent Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reiterated Israel's policy in which it will respond with great force to any aggression against the Jewish state.
קיימתי התייעצויות ביטחוניות בעקבות הירי. אני הנחיתי את צה"ל על פעולה תקיפה, הוא אכן פעל, תקף כמה וכמה יעדים חשובים. איננו מוכנים לסבול ירי לשטחנו, אנו מגיבים בעוצמה רבה לכל תוקפנות נגדנו. זו מדיניות עקבית שאותה אני מוביל יחד עם הממשלה, וכך נמשיך לעשות למען ביטחון ישראל.
A day after Jerusalem's retaliatory attack, the Israeli Air Force allegedly conducted yet another bombardment, this time against Syria's T4 airbase, which is located in the Homs Governorate, west of the ancient city of Palmyra. While Syrian state television claimed that the Israeli attack was intercepted by the military's air defenses, the London-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights reported that at least 5 people were killed, including 3 Syrian soldiers. The watchdog further reported that a storehouse containing missiles and vehicles was destroyed in the airstrike, and that the area in question is used to store Iranian Revolutionary Guard equipment. While Israel refused to confirm nor deny responsibility for the second aerial raid, it has been revealed that on Saturday morning, a Boeing 747 belonging to an Iranian airliner landed in the Syrian T4 airbase before departing back to Tehran only 3 hours later. Now, in other yet related news, Israel marked Jerusalem Day yesterday, during which scores of Israelis marched throughout the streets of the capital to celebrate the 52nd anniversary of the city's reunification. The celebratory day commemorates Israel's overwhelming victory during the 1967 Middle East War, which brought about the liberation of then Jordanian-held East Jerusalem, which includes the ancient city of David and the Temple Mount. Despite an earlier decision by police to thwart Jewish entry onto the Temple Mount, with the declared intent of avoiding friction with Muslim worshippers commemorating the last days of Ramadan, Jewish visitors were ultimately granted entry into the ancient compound, the location where both biblical temples once stood. Police spokesman Mickey Rosenfeld told TV7 that while disturbances transpired during the early hours of Sunday morning, which were immediately dealt with by anti-riot police forces at the scene, throughout the visiting hours between 8 and 11 a.m., no extraordinary events were recorded. It is important to know that even though non-Muslims, including Jews and Christians, are only allowed to visit the ancient compound, the growing number of visitors has angered Muslim authorities, who warn that any infringement of the status quo will bring about a religious war. According to the director of the Jordanian-funded Islamic Waqf Council, the growing number of Jews visiting the site, even though they are barred from any form of worship, is viewed as an unprecedented aggression against Islam.
إسرائيل تريد حرب دينية، وهذا سيجلب الدمار، وإسرائيل ستتحمل نتائج هذا الاعتداء.
Meanwhile, at a state ceremony commemorating Jerusalem Day, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stressed that while a sharp sword was laid upon Jerusalem's neck during the 1967 Middle East War, a great force that erupted out of the Jewish state brought about a decisive victory that ultimately destroyed the enemy's arrogant aspiration to annihilate the state of Israel. And while most regional powers have come to terms with Israel's existence, one country continues to seek our annihilation, namely the Islamic Republic of Iran. Netanyahu also took the opportunity to accuse Iran of financing regional terror, including a substantive annual amount that is transferred from Tehran to its Lebanese proxy Hezbollah.
איראן מעבירה מדי שנה לבן חסותה, החיזבאללה, $700 מיליון. אבל היא עושה זאת בדרכים שונות, כולל בדרך ההונאה. משרד החוץ האיראני מעביר במסגרת זאת למעלה מ$100 מיליון לידי ארגון הטרור. הכסף מועבר בכיסוי דיפלומטי, כביכול בצורה תמימה, ללבנון, ואז משם לחיזבאללה. סכומי עתק אלו משמשים לתדלוק התוקפנות הבלתי נגברת של איראן וגרורותיה באזורנו. את זה יודעים שכנינו, את זה יודעות כל מדינות ערב, וזה אחד הדברים שמביא אותם לקרבה מחודשת איתנו.
The comments by the Israeli Prime Minister came just 3 days after Saudi Arabia accused the Islamic Republic of Iran of endangering global security by means of regional interference and terror.
إخواني أصحاب الجاه والسمو، إنما يقوم بالنظام الإيراني من تدخل في الشؤون الداخلية لدول المنطقة وتطوير برامج النووية والصاروخية وتهديد الملاحة العالمية بما يهدد امدادات النفط للعالم. جعل تحديا سافرا لمواثيق مبادئ وقوانين الأمم المتحدة لحفظ السلام والأمن الدوليين.
The Saudi king further noted that while his kingdom is keen on achieving peace and security as well as prosperity for all peoples, the dangers that emanate from Iran poses risks that must be dealt with by the international community. Meanwhile, in Beirut, Hezbollah Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah declared that if the United States would attack the Islamic Republic of Iran, the entire region will go up in flames. In a filmed address to his organization's followers, Nasrallah underscored that if a war is forced upon Iran and its regional partners, the United States and its interests will be targeted, including Israel and Saudi Arabia.
أن السيد ترامب والإدارة عنده وأجهزة مخابراته يعرفون جيدا أن الحرب على إيران لن تبقى عند حدود إيران. أن الحرب على إيران يعني كل المنطقة ستشتعل، كل المنطقة ستشتعل، وكل القوات الأمريكية والمصالح الأمريكية في المنطقة ستباد، وكل الذين تواطؤوا وتآمروا سيدفعون الثمن، وأولهم إسرائيل وآل سعود.
While militant rhetoric by Iranian leaders and allies continues to escalate with regard to a possible regional conflagration, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo announced that Washington is willing to negotiate with Iran with no preconditions. That said, the American top diplomat, alongside his Swiss counterpart, Ignacio Cassis, underscored that regardless of Washington's willingness to talk, the Trump administration's efforts to fundamentally reverse Iran's malign activity will continue. Thank you for watching us. Praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Jonathan Hessen of Erev Tov and Shavua Tov. We will see you again tomorrow at the same time.